Since our singing voices didn't make it to Nashville,
We figured we would use our voices in a completely different way.
we're two friends hanging out, sharing about our businesses
Our journeys to motherhood, things we love, and making time to do life.
together. This is
Two chicks and a glass.
Hey
Hey
y'all.
y'all. I am Angela Robertson, and I am one half of Two Chicks and a Glass.
And I am Lashonda Hollins, and I'm the other half of Two Chicks in a Glass.
And today we are actually going to talk about fitting it in. So we both have so many hats that we wear and so many different responsibilities. So today is all about fitting it in. We're going to share a lot of what we have going on in our lives and kind of share with you how we balance it or don't balance it. And hope that it maybe encourages you if you have a full plate, maybe some of the things that we do can help you along the way as well.
Yeah.
So before we get into that, Lashonda, what are you drinking today?
Okay. So I am having a red, of course. Here you go.
Woo.
And this is a Barbera wine from Bent Oak Winery. And I don't know if a lot of people, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah,
There
I
you
can
go.
see now. There we
So
go.
I don't know. Barbera Bent Oak is a winery in the Texas high in here in Texas, in the Hill Country, and it is the Great Barbera is actually like an Italian varietal. So that's where it kind of was founded and started. But it is grown here in Texas now in the Texas High Plains. So this is a 100% Texas wine with Barbera grape, which is a deep red, blackish type of grape. This wine, I haven't even tasted it because me and you've been talking. So let me taste it and tell y'all what I think. I mean, I bought it when I went to the winery, so I'm sure I like it.
I'm sure you do. It looks dark. I bet it's good.
It's really good, y'all.
Yeah.
So it is a darker red, but I feel like it's very light. Um, it's not like your deep dark reds. It's a very light, kind of a fruity um, red wine. I do taste some medium tannins, some acidity in there. It to me it feels like it would go good with like pizza or lamb or pork or something like that. So not a deep steak wine, but some pork or some lamb or something like that, it would go really good with it. Again, Barbera is a grape that you may not hear a lot about because it is an Italian varietal. So whenever I see wines that have like different types of grapes or something like that, I like to look into them and see what they're about and all of that. But Bent Oak Winery here in Texas, Barbera. This is the 2018 Texas High Plains version, and it's really good.
That sounds awesome. You make me really want to start learning about more grapes because I still drink wine. Like I said at the beginning of like our podcast when we started, it's like I love wine, but I don't know a lot about it. I just like to drink it, you know? So I want to look into learning more about the wines. And then hopefully over the course of this podcast, I'll get better at explaining my grapes and my wines and all the things.
And it's okay because some people just like to drink wine and that's okay too. I like to learn about the wine too. Maybe I'm a little bit of a nerd. But I enjoy learning about it. And again, I don't know all the grapes. I do research them, Google them, that type of thing. So that's how I stay up on it, Angie.
That's good. I'm gonna get me some grapes and I'm gonna put them in the backyard.
Oh Lord.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Let me show y'all what I'm drinking today. I am drinking this Joel Gott. That Joel Gott. It's
Oh
really
God.
good. The Joel Gott 815. It's the 815 right here. So it's a Cabernet Sauvignon. You can get it at your local gas station, which I did again. Y'all, I've said that I was going to start budget shopping for my wine, and I still have failed to do that. If you do grab it at the gas station, I know that it's normally in most of the ones that we've got, it is they've been doing this since 1996. They've been working with vineyards across the state to create a balanced wines. This is the Cabernet Sauvignon, and it's structured from fruit flavors, and it's got tannins and a textured finish. That made me sound fancy. So let me show y'all the wine with my textured finish in my beautiful glass. Joel God is good. I do like to pick up Joel God like sometimes,
Oh, God is good.
Yeah, it is good. So it tastes great. You can taste like a few other fruit. I'm gonna say fruit wine.
The fruits,
Fruit's
you
great.
can taste some fruits.
You can taste the fruits. It's really good, and it's just a good wine to have, and it's one that's super convenient to grab. So the lip that I have on with my Joel Gott is actually this one. It's ruby chocolate. I love ruby chocolate. I've probably talked about it a couple times on these. This is a pinkish color. It's more nude. Ruby chocolate, we got this in stock like 2 years ago and it flew off the shelves. It's one that was created for women of color. It is a pretty nude lip and it stays on at least 4 to 6 hours. Everybody looks amazing in ruby chocolate. All righty. So now we're going to get started.
Yes. So let's dive into talking about fitting in all of the things that we have to do, wearing all the hats that we have to wear, and then like surviving that.
Right.
It's a survival game out here.
It really is. That is this life. So do you want to get started? Maybe what all hats right now? I know that you work a full-time job. You do a lot.
Girl,
a lot.
I had to write it down and I still don't know if I got everything here. But like you said, I wear a lot of hats right now. So the main thing is I work a full-time job. I work from 7:30 in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening. I work 10-hour shifts. So literally by the time 6 o'clock rolls around and I log off my computer and, kind of wind down, it feels like it's time for bed again. But technically I have like 4 or 5 hours to kind of fit everything else that I need to do in and keep my other stuff that I enjoy outside of work going. So my full-time job that takes up most of my day, even though I'm off on Fridays, which I'll get to my Fridays. But right now, of course, y'all know that I'm doing L. Hollins Speaks. And right now that's just kind of promoting and posting on social media and just being present and providing motivation and providing inspiration throughout the day. So that's something that I do. I'm also trying to rebrand L. Hollins. And so just coming up with different things that I can add to that brand. So whether that be workbooks, whether that be more journals or, adding in life coaching and things like that, working to kind of build that takes time and attention. Completing, even though I'm a social worker and I can do life coaching, I still want to have the life coaching certification. So doing certifications like the life coaching certification and mindfulness certification, which I'll probably start mindfulness next month sometime, but certifications and continuing my education and my studies, that's something that I like to do and that I'm doing right now. LNS Health Space, which is teaching yoga on Saturdays. I'm thinking about adding an additional day in there as well. But the planning for those classes, coming up with my different sequences and things like that, and then actually teaching the class, that takes time. I'm trying to stay healthy, get back to a weight and a place that I'm happy with for myself. And so trying to fit in working out as soon as I'm done working. So lately I've been getting off at 6, have to be at my workout class by 6:30 or 6:45. So I'm literally like throwing on stuff, kissing email, and headed out the door. I get to see him like in pieces, like in
Yeah.
passing. Oh my goodness. So, and then of course having a new puppy, trying to take care of her, make sure she has everything she needs, taking her to trainings, um, feeding her, bathing her, all of that stuff. Social work month is this month, and at my job I am the chair of the employee engagement committee, and so just this month has been like putting on a lot of activities, just being present and sharing again inspirational and motivational things throughout the month for all the social workers, and then putting on events that we can do that are safe during COVID. um, the planning the yoga retreat, doing this podcast. I mean, I wear so many hats. I could go on and on, but finding time to fit this podcast in has become a little bit more difficult for us. We're recording at different times now on different days and all kinds of stuff. So it takes time to get all of these things done, and it takes intention as well, because at 6 o'clock I like what I was doing before. I could just say 6 o'clock, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm not doing anything else. But now it's like, I know I need to work out, I know I need to do this, I know I need to stay focused, I know I need to post, I know I need to share, I know I need to do all of these things. So I'm working through it. Those are the hats I'm wearing. So that's what we're talking about now. We'll get into the rest. Angie, what hats are you wearing, girl? Because I feel like I just gave you a lot.
I'm tired. You got a lot of hats. And in this day and age, I feel like a lot of people do, though, and that's not, I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, I think that it's definitely something that is great. It's like you don't want to just survive in life. Like, we want to do things, and we want to live our lives every single day, and we want to have a full life. So at the end of the day, we didn't just live for us. We left to leave something behind for all of our families and create a legacy for other people, and that takes multiple hats in order to do that.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, my biggest chunk now is being a mama. Y'all, I was telling her a little bit earlier before we started recording about just how hard it is. Like, my hat goes off to these stay-at-home mamas, because it is not easy at all. It's not what you think it's going to be until you actually start to do it. So, and it's very difficult to do, especially when you're just now learning. Like, after you've had some practice, maybe it's after your first child, it gets easier. But I'm telling you, for me, it's a heavy plate, because, it's a child, and when she cries and when she does the things like, and plus my husband works full time. So it's literally she and I do have a dog as well. So it's like my two babies. And his work schedule adjusts sometimes. So now, you have to re-navigate your entire life again. And that's 10 times harder to do with a baby, because if I had things planned for the evening, like this podcast, then now it's hard for me to do that, because she may be fussy. We have to do bedtime. She may be in the background. So it's like a lot of adjustments. So my biggest thing is being a full-time mom, and I stay at home. I also work. I do Lime Life, which is actually a brand that I represent. It's one that I am dedicated to a lot, because I'm actually building a business there. It's not just selling skincare and makeup. It's actually influencing the lives of others and being a positive person. I am building a team and working with women. And part of that team requires some leadership. So I have to do, trainings, and make sure that I'm encouraging the ladies that I work with, one-on-one coaching, figuring out their goals, their dreams, their ambitions, and brainstorming together to make sure that this business is, that they are able to present it in the way that they want, and reach their goals. So a lot of that, a lot of my customers, my clients, I have to keep those relationships, follow-ups, make sure that I'm marketing myself. Like even on the days I don't feel like it, I have to show up because, this is my business. This is how I am able to pay my bills. So, I do most of it through social media. A lot of it also I do behind the scenes. So there's a lot of things that you also have to put into a business like this to be successful, that depending on what level of success you want, you have to dedicate more time to. So building relationships, building a team, building leaders. That's been my goal for 2021, is not only bringing people on to work with, but like also having strong like people that are strong leaders that I build this business with, and working together more to collaborate to have an even stronger, bigger team that thrives. And right now, y'all, I just got to shout it out. We are running. I'm so pumped. So that's one of the things we're doing. I represent a few other brands like Boastagal. It's a hair care brand. That most of the time I do a live on their page at least once a month, but making sure that I'm testing their products. Like I just got a full line of our 7 new products that we have there. So I like to use them for myself, see how I feel about them before I start presenting them to people. So, that's one thing that I got. I also am partnered with Girl Boss, which is it's another entrepreneur. I like to build relationships with other entrepreneurs. And Girl Boss Collection, it is a collection where I primarily market the necklaces because that's the one that I just truly love. It's a Girl Boss necklace. And she worked in corporate America and ended up branching off to do something that empowered women. This podcast. I also am an instructor at Pure Barre. So I teach 3 different level classes. I'm reform trained, I'm empower trained, and classic trained. And basically those are just 3 different types of classes. One is a strength training class, one is a cardio class, one is more cross training. So you're doing like strength, cross training, and empower, and cardio. So you have all of these in one gym. So on top of that, I also have to make sure that I take classes. I'm doing a challenge in March where I'm taking at least 20 classes. So we have a March challenge. So on top of teaching, I primarily teach 3 classes a week. Sometimes, like I think this week I'm teaching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5. So sometimes I may teach on the weekends. I do that. Sometimes we have Pure Barre meetings, and it's really a fun thing though. So I enjoy that. Let's see, team Zooms, mom life. I've gone to real estate training. So in at least by the next month, I'll be picking that hat back up to where I finish my real estate training, get certified, and I'm actually able to start working in real estate. So I have a lot on my plate as well. And I think the biggest chunk of it is my family, because for me, whenever I'm doing, no matter what else I have to do or fit in, my biggest priority is my family and my little girl. So if I am unable to do something that revolves around her, then she's going to come first, and then everything else comes in second. As well as my husband. So my husband and my daughter, they're together. Family time is important. That's what I'm saying. I try to put that in there. And I guess with everything that I just said, I feel like I just said a lot too.
You did say a lot too, girl. It's a lot. And I mean, I didn't even touch on like Fridays, even though Friday's my off day. Like I still work out on that day. I still, have a ton of things to get done. Like today when we're done, I still need to go to the post office. I still need to go by the bank. I still, like, all of the things that I have to get done. I'm doing laundry in the process of all of this. I clean the house and
all of
and
that.
dusted and everything. So it's like, even though I'm off on Fridays, like it's the one day that I have a full day to get other things done. And so that day is also kind of taken up. And that doesn't even go into like, how do you find time to like friend time and all, because like you said, like usually our free time is with our spouses, you know what I mean, because we want to make sure that we're getting our family time in because that's important to us.
Right.
But there are other relationships that we have also that sometimes don't get the attention that we would like to give them because we wear these so many hats, or we hang out with somebody and maybe we missed somebody else, or like when I'm posting stuff, I'm always forgetting to tag people and stuff like that, so there's always somebody that may get missed, and so just trying to fit all of that in can definitely be hard. So how do you actually fit it in? Like, what do you do to keep it together?
Well, I grabbed this prop because my life is in this book.
Well,
I write down everything. If I have an appointment, if I have a meeting, if I have a call, if I'm scheduling a live, if I'm doing posts, if I am following up with somebody, I put it down in my planner. I'm a very visual person and it helps me stay in line. So at the end of the day, I can look into the next day and figure out what it is that I need to do. As far as my social media management, I do a lot of planning of my posts. I feel like we talked a little bit about that on another podcast before, but I do a lot of that. So a lot of planning comes into play so I can actually live the life. I have learned to say no sometimes. And, that is a hard one for me because normally I'm always yes, yes, yes. But now having a little girl, it's like, I can't sometimes. I literally cannot. So that is one of the things that I've learned to do. I also have to, hey, like my husband's coming in right now. Come on in, Nick. Huh? Okay, I love you too. Okay, cool. So, things like this happen. So all kind of things, but plan, say no sometimes, give myself grace.
oh yeah.
And apologize, if there's an appointment I miss or if there's something I forget, because even thinking about it, it's like the dentist appointment, eye doctor's appointments, like all of these things that I need to do for me, nail appointments, brow appointments, like I've been skipping out on a lot of that stuff. But one of the things I said I needed to do now is make sure that I'm making time for the things to take care of myself, not just the daily self-care that I do, but also go above and beyond, make sure, if I want to get my nails done and it makes me feel good, then I want to get my nails done. So planning for that. I write down brow appointments, just literally writing things down, give people, ask for grace, apologize, and if I fail to do something, ask for forgiveness and try to do the best that I can. I think that that's really the way that I fit it in the most.
Yeah. And I think I can like agree to everything that you just said. So I do have a planner. I don't think I use my planner as much as you. It's so strange for me. I feel like I work better off my phone calendar also. So anything that I need to do, anything that I need to be reminded about, my appointments that I had today, all of that is in my phone calendar, and so it lets me know if it's always nearby. I can always look at it when I need to plan posts and things like that. When I need to sit down and plan those things out, then I use my calendar for those things. Um, it gets crazy though. I mean, but it's how you get it all together. So definitely planning it, putting it in my phone, putting it on my calendar is one way that I fit it all in. As you said, also just giving myself grace. Uh Giving myself grace and in self-acceptance that I am not going to be perfect at everything. I'm not going to be perfect in every aspect of my life or in every relationship that I have with people. And so accepting that as well, and hoping that people will accept me where I am also. I think that's one of the things that I struggle with sometimes with being so busy is that not feeling like I'm good to other people. Even though I do all of this stuff and put all of this stuff into the atmosphere, like there are still personal and close relationships that I feel like it's I ask myself like could you have done something different or could you be doing something better, and I get in my head about that, so I have to make sure that I stay on top of my own self-acceptance, and being okay with not being perfect or not being able to do all the things with all the people, um and but what else? I think that's pretty much it. Like for me, it's all a mental thing. Like I know what I have to do, I know what I need to do, and then but I also have to make sure that I'm comfortable doing those things, if that makes sense at all.
Yeah, like I feel the same way. And you said a big one. It's like I do the same thing where I have these checks and balances. It's like, you know what? I haven't spoke to, like, for example, like my sister. I haven't spoke to her like in a week. I need to check in on my sister. How's she doing? Like watering those relationships, you know, for the people that are around us that we love, that we don't want to take for granted, you know,
Right.
and make sure that we're showing up in their lives and showing up for them. And lately, what I try to do, and I feel like I do this a lot and just have been, especially over the past couple of years, is if I think it, I try to put it out there and I try to message that person or I try to text that person. I know here lately it's a little bit more challenging, especially having my little baby, because then I may be ready to text somebody and then, meh. So it's
Yeah.
like, sometimes I am crazy woman. But give myself grace and understand that, you know, the people that really do love us and appreciate us and show up in our lives, we know that they know our heart.
Mm-hmm.
And just being able to accept that we can't be everything that we want to be to everybody all the
Yeah.
time, but also still letting them know that we care. I know
Yeah.
that that's the one thing that you and I used to have a lot. Like we would go these months without talking to each other, but it was never a question of does Lashonda love me, or do we still have
Right.
the best intentions and best things for each other. It was more like our lives are so busy that we didn't make the time to do it. And again, I'll say this on like 1,000 podcasts if we do. I'm so glad that we make time even when it's challenging for us to fit in, especially now.
Yeah.
And having big busy schedules, it can get irritating. You know, it's like, oh man, when do I do that? And just giving ourselves grace and knowing that at the end of the day, it's really about this right here, like the ability to talk to each other.
Yeah.
That is what matters more than, you know, anything else. So
Yep. I agree. I 100% agree. Because even though we've talked about a lot of things that we do, we probably still didn't touch on all the other little minor things that we do, as well. Like Emmanuel's doing his own thing in his own classes. And I have to be available also when he needs to do that, when he needs to focus, and I need to like take the puppy. It's that serious, y'all.
yeah.
um,
Oh yeah, I get it.
or we can't do anything on the weekends, because he has an exam or he has a lot of homework, he has stuff due every weekend, and so whenever I can go out, I'm like, yeah, let's do it, you know what I mean? So we fit it all in. It's a lot that we have going on, but this is how we fit it in, y'all. And so we hope that you're able to fit things in as well. If you're wearing all of these hats, just make sure that you are, one, giving yourself grace, two, plan out what you need to do, or at least write it down. You don't have to have a calendar or anything like we do, but write it down. And I like to do checklists too. I don't know if I mentioned that. Like I like to do a to-do list and then I mark everything that I've done. It makes me feel accomplished to like mark something off of my to-do list. So do that. Angie, do you fit in any you time before we wrap up? Do you fit in any you time at all?
Yeah, sit on the toilet for long periods of time by myself. Part of okay, mamas.
And I do that too.
And y'all, but that's one of the things that I can say that with Lime Life is a lot of me time. So part of my business is self-care. So part of that is me doing a live, and that is it probably seems weird, but that is some time for me to do some things. Like normally I'm either doing makeup or I'm doing skincare or I'm sharing something. And to me, that's some good time for me. You
Mhm.
know, and that's one of the reasons that I was drawn to the business, was because, I didn't make time for myself at all a lot of times. But now that I take care of my skin, I make sure I'm doing my routines every day. I may not wear makeup every day, but whenever I do sit down and wear makeup, maybe I'm sharing my self-care time with people, but I'm still taking that time, and that's honestly the biggest bulk of what I do. And working out is a lot of time for me. So yes, what about you?
You came in on the tail end of exactly what I was gonna say. Like my workout time that I've started doing now is my me time. Like I love going to the studio that I'm going to now. I'm so happy to have found a place that makes me happy again. I don't think I've felt as good about going to a place since I've been here in San Antonio. I had a place in Waco, and when I moved here, it's literally taken me I've been here 3 years now. It's literally taken me 3 years to find a place that makes me want to get up and go every single day. So that's definitely my me time. Taking time to do yoga is my me time. I'm going back to see a chiropractor. Going and getting adjusted now is my me time, because I love like having my body popped.
Pop that body.
I don't know, it sounds so weird, but I enjoy that. But so all of those little things are my me time. And then when I am able, when many men are able to get out and do things with friends, and hang out and just laugh and have a good time, like that fills my cup. And I consider that me time as well. Even though I'm sharing it with people, it makes me happy and it fills my cup, just to like, I'm a social person. So just being able to laugh and have those moments also. So we try to fit it in as much as possible with our busy lives now. We've always been busy, but I do feel like lately it's just been super busy. And like you said, we're doing a lot of giving and taking and compromising and all of that. So I I find it wherever I can get it in at, and that's usually right after work. I'm like, bye desk.
Right, right. Get it in right then. And that's awesome. So we hope that y'all found some value out of this. And I guess we can hear about what you have going on. And while you're sharing that, I'm going to go pick up my little girl out of her room because she's waking up from a nap. So I'll be right back while you share that.
Awesome. So, what I have going on this month, guys and girls, is well, next month we have the yoga retreat coming up. So the tickets for that are on sale right now on Eventbrite. So definitely get your ticket. If you follow me on social media, you can find it on my in my bio on Instagram. You can find it on my Facebook page. I've been sharing it lately. So if you're in the Simpson County and surrounding areas, we would love to have you at the yoga retreat. Get your ticket. You have to get a ticket to come. The ticket is $13.50 for lunch. Um, I also have LNS Health Space that's still going on. Again, you can find information about that by reaching out to me via my website, lhollinsspeaks.com. And what else do I have going on, y'all? Always on my website, you can get my books, you can get my journals. It's You can look at some of my speeches that I've done, all of that good stuff. So those are the main things that I have going on this month and next month. So grab your tickets to the retreat, and I think that's it. Angie.
Awesome. Perfect timing. Well, for me, I have really a lot of Lime Life. I know that by the time y'all see this, our sale will be over. So we did have a sale for March, but we are actually growing our team. So if there's something you're interested in, like if you need a side hustle, full time, part time, tell them, baby, something you can do from home, then I would love to share information about this business with you. If you are needing skincare or makeup, like now is a perfect time to upgrade your makeup bag. We can actually schedule a one-on-one. I've started scheduling a lot of virtual makeup bag makeovers. So if you are interested in scheduling one of those, you could either do it alone or you can invite 5 to 10 friends and we could do it together. So I have a couple of those scheduled already. So if that is something that you're interested in, reach out to me. You can do it either via social media or you can email me, Angie@arobertson.com. And that is mainly what I have going on.
Awesome. Well, that is all we have for y'all today. So if you can hit follow, hit subscribe, hit follow, hit subscribe, we would love for you to be linked up with us so that you don't miss another episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, y'all have a good day. Bye.
Bye.